So of course this is the final save. Screw the save. I'm restarting because I need to. Not because I want to, mind you, not because I need to. But first, let's take a look at the layout. Well, at the possible layout of my hospital. Now I have obviously bought quite a bit of this Byzantine maze over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 new spots, 4 new plots of land connected to this. Of course, with it come long, obnoxious corridors connected to the main complex. So the question is, what the hell should be in the main complex? Good question, isn't it? By the way, I should probably look at this map more often. Should give me a general idea of what the hell is going on in my hospital in any given moment. In particular, I can look at the groups of people and see if there are any bottlenecks, perhaps? Right? Are people stuck in a particular place? Do they want a particular facility to be operational? Any corridors hampering their ability to... and so on and so forth. Should probably pay attention to such things. Secondly, I need to, I think, replace my machines from time to time. Every year, every other year, maybe. Perhaps not the newest ones, but the old ones, I don't know. Because otherwise, apparently they explode. Or maybe they explode from overuse, I don't know. How should I know? So these are not only machines but furniture as well. Right. Objects, of course. But the idea that because the helipad is over here, the clinics should therefore be located in this general main complex is ridiculous. It's just not gonna happen. Especially if I want to maintain the common sense intuition that in the main complex there should be GP offices, of which I will need at least 4 at the very end. In the previous level, 3 seemed necessary. 2 just led to horrible problems. Just enormous bottlenecks at the GP office. Over here, this late into the game, in this level, I will need 4 of them. So that's something to take into consideration. I will also need to have my staff competent, trained, which means that I will have to perform the training, especially since later on you almost always only get rookies. These rookies need to be trained to become competent. And of course I want to propagate my skills as much as I possibly can. Of course there's a problem with all of this. Problem is I would love to have surgeons, for instance, more than 2. I need at the very least 2 to perform surgery. And if I want to have more surgeons, I need to put one of my surgeons out of commission. I need to put them in the training room so he can train other surgeons, assuming he's a consultant as well. If he is not a consultant as well as a surgeon, he cannot train them. He needs to become a consultant first, which means I should probably send him to training, wait for him to become a consultant, then send some rookies alongside him so they can become surgeons as well. This is almost not feasible. It takes so goddamn long. And I should probably be mentioning this during the gameplay. I should probably be mentioning this as I set my hospital up during the very beginning. Hell, I might as well just time shift this entire monologue into the initial phase of the game if I have absolutely nothing interesting to say. At the very least, this is something I will probably do in the time-lapse sort of highlights. Yeah, the highlight videos. So without further ado, let me proceed. So what I will need to do Let's restart, and I will probably not read the initial crap at all. Yeah, jelly vats, blah blah blah, efficiency of medicine. Gotcha. Fucking gotcha. Here's my dilemma. Should I close the door to prevent noise from the outside? Or should I keep it open and perhaps have a temperature that I can actually live with over here? I have already ruled out opening the window. Should I also close the door and just boil over here? Because you can't really call this frying. No, I'm boiling. In my own sweat. Well, not necessarily at this point, because, you know, it's 9 AM and the temperature outside is, let me goddamn check. What's the temperature outside? 9:32 AM. The temperature outside is 25 degrees. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Oh, hey, Knight! I have seen the room that bright before when I actually managed to beat Castlevania. Yeah, it's actually light outside. It's a nice thing. What do you mean? Where the hell are you? Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm thinking about this. You haven't seen me beat Castlevania? What? I'm fairly certain you were there. I could probably no, I couldn't check. I could theoretically check. I don't know. You weren't there. That's wait, you haven't seen that? Oh. Yeah, right. So maybe it was just I remember quite vividly. I mean, it was amazing. I changed my emulator, and you know, I then went on to beat the entire goddamn game. I mean, I put on in vulnerability and all that, but I still had to beat it in a way. I had to make the jumps because falling down just kills you no matter what. So I had to beat the game that way. Well, it was quite interesting. I should upload the VODs at some point. So many goddamn things to do, and I'm trying to do some of the things. You'll see that eventually. I'm honestly trying to do all of these things. I have somewhere between last night and this morning. I have figured out that I'm playing too many MOBA games, even if I play just a single one, and too many multiplayer games in general. There are so many amazing single player games to beat, and I have not beat them. And then I thought to myself, hey, I wanted to like beat Warcraft 3 with the expansion pack, and I see what the hell am I doing with my life? I have already beaten that like almost twice or so. If spend so much time on these things, I should probably stream something I actually want to beat, something new, something amazing. It doesn't even have to be a new title. It has to be something I really want to beat. If I just keep going back to the same titles over and over, playing the same things, I will have such a shallow experience of video games. Holy crap. Yeah, exactly. There's so many wonderful games out there. So many of them. I just can't possibly justify for myself spending time on such limited titles. And yeah, and I've actually figured, and that's when I figured I am not going to spend my evening, or in this case morning, playing Heroes of the Storm or Hearthstone. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat this level or something. You know, something. I'm going to progress in something that's new to me. I haven't beaten this level in my entire life. Yeah, because you were distracted during the stream most of the time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm about to get started. I am about to. This is my first. A parcel of land is a term, right? You don't just call a parcel as a package a parcel. You can say a parcel of land, can't you? Hold on. By the way, I can't really see you in the chat. Just post some filler so people can see what you're actually typing. Because I would have to alt tab for that. Okay, finally, thanks. Now you can see yourself. Be proud of that. All right. Wait a minute, now that you... What would you call this? What is this? I wouldn't call this necessarily a plot of land, because a plot of land to me just conjures images of I don't know, a goddamn field that you can plow and sow. What is this? I mean, I know that this is a building, but how would you call this part of a building? You know, sealed off, etc. And these other parts of a building that I can gradually buy. What term would you use in the English language? Educate me. I'm always open for new vocabulary or for corrections on how to properly use the vocabulary in the English language. It's one of the things I'm interested in. It's like one of the 3 things I'm good at in life. So if I fail in that, it's kind of a personal... Yeah, it's not a plot of... Is it a parcel of land? Is it a parcel in... Is the term parcel... Screw... Let me just open the... But where will the browser window go? Oh, hold on, I've got a browser window here. Sorry to cover you. Define parcel. Oh, parcel of land, yeah. Parcel, an object or collection of objects, or a quantity of something. A piece of land, especially one considered as a... Fucking A. Yeah. A parcel of course it shows here. Right. It's because I designated this area for the chat. Sorry. A piece of land... Well, I might as well just copy and paste it, since it's covering you up anyway. So a parcel, another meaning. A quantity amount of something, especially as dealt with in one commercial transaction, but more specifically, a piece of land, especially one considered as a part of an estate. She decided to divide her property into parcels. Yes, it's a parcel of land. I had the right linguistic intuition, even though I'm not a native. I had the right intuition. That's the best. That's the best thing, because you can learn these things. Okay, you can absolutely just go on the web and find the definition. But if you can intuitively figure it out, it's like, I think I've heard this somewhere. Is it this term? It absolutely is. That's the way I think a native speaker would go about things. He has the goddamn intuition. He knows that it's something like that. There might be a different term, but this is the best I can come up with. If you can come up with something better, please, by all means, tell me. Indulge me. Right now, I'll be setting things up. I have already mentioned, I don't know whether it was before you got in or after you got in, that I will need space for 4 GP offices around here. And that means that my plan of putting my clinics around here is just not feasible. Screw that. I will put most of my diagnostics facilities. And of course I will cram everything over here initially, but it will spread out over time. However, in general, my clinics will not go here, even though the emergencies come through this door and enter this main lobby first. Yeah, well, I'm going to call it a parcel. So this parcel of land, this part of my estate, I guess, this parcel of my hospital shall now be dealt with. Should I start with the GP offices? Let's perform the necessary measurements using the standard GP office. Fall. 1, 2, 3, fall. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, fall. 1, 2, 3, fall. And here's the third GP office. They fit. Sup? Timestamps seem weird to you. Okay. What? What are you even talking about? Timestamps in the chat? I have them off, by the way, so I can see them. I have no idea what you are talking about. What was what like? You're confusing me now. Although there are some games I would like to play once again, especially on stream. Something like Majesty. To beat Majesty 2 later on. Or maybe I should start with 2 since I haven't beaten 2. Oh. Okay, I mean, you won't see the timestamps on my end because I don't see what you see, I just get the same data. Duh. 1, 2, 3, fall. 1, 2, 3, fall, 5, 6. LOL no. That the timestamps are screwed up, gotcha. No. Okay, so I will have a bit of space between the offices. I have no idea what the timestamps are like, seriously. But I'm sure it's an interesting aspect of life and the world in general. All I want is to fit enough beds into this. Why is it such an impossible task to have more than 3 beds in this Logos Forsaken room? I mean, seriously, I have enlarged it. It's still not enough. The best I can fit, 3. Why? So be it. That's the best I can fit. The nurse apparently cannot. I can phrase it. The nurse may not feel important. I don't necessarily care. I will give her a small room. Sorry, kiddo. You work with what you've got. Bam. But I give her a potted plant at least. Keep her happy. There you go, have a potted plant. Well, I gave her a window. Maybe that'll help her. Maybe that'll raise her spirits or whatever. Actually, I could cram everything together initially and then spread it out later on. Do I need 2 GP offices at the very start? I don't think I do. Wrong door placement. A classic mistake. Wrong door placement on the second try. Now I'm just careless. Should I give them a bin and a plant? Why not? You have a plant and lead a long and happy life. It's like in that cartoon. Gave that bitch a potted plant. Bitches love potted plants. I mean, predictably enough, I have first seen the reference on the internet that I couldn't possibly get what it was a reference to, and then I've actually seen the moment in the cartoon. It was just so absurd. No, dude, no! If you don't get the reference, it will not be funny in the slightest. Go on the internet right now and search for, I think it was, send that bitch a smiley face. Go look it up, because if you don't get the reference, it's completely unfunny. It doesn't really make much sense. It just sounds, I hate to use the term, but it sounds offensive and all that. It sounds insulting. It's not. I mean it is, but it, by the fact that it, if you get the context, it makes even less sense, which makes it funny. Yes, but it, you know what I mean. Aren't we always on the internet? God damn, I like living in a world that's always connected. Now that I think about it. I mean, what the world was like years ago, nowadays, it just seems like a horrifying story you would tell to your grandchildren. Johnny, in your world back then, we didn't have the luxuries you have today. Back then, we didn't even have broadband. We had to dial up to get our internets and to see cat pictures. And it would take them minutes to load. Minutes, I tell ya. Yeah. 25k modem. Holy shit! Downloading 1 megabyte was an enterprise that took hours! It was just an amazing experience. You wanted to see a website with pictures? Too bad! It would take forever. No one called, I mean... We had asynchronous stuff, I mean... Actually, no one called them. That's weird. I mean, people called all the time, so that... How was it even possible for that to function? Do we have some sort of ASDL or something? What the hell? I don't know. I mean, there are two conflicting notions in my mind. First of all, that no one called at that time, and on the other hand, that people called all the goddamn time. But, you know, people called all the goddamn time once my parents got cell phones. So people could pest on my father day in, day fucking out. Being on call isn't all that's cracked up to be. God fucking, I shouldn't give up. I'm just doxing myself, huh? Never mind that. Who's gonna watch this anyway? Hold on, I'm losing my mind here. It's the 12th of January. I just need to focus and place those rooms in my parcel of the building. My mother isn't that social to use the phone a lot, so I guess that wouldn't work for her. Yes, the dark times. I still remember the reason we got broadband, and I'm not necessarily proud of it, but it was smart. Setting it up was costly as hell, but I figured a way out. I mean, a logical, economical reason. If the bill for dial-up would exceed the cost of setting up broadband, it would make sense. Because with dial-up, you paid by the hour. You paid by the minute. By the impulse. With broadband, you just had, steady connection that you had to set up, and then you had to pay monthly, regardless of how much you used it. All it took was a single month. I did not get told off in the slightest. It was absolutely... Actually, I don't think my parents even found out at any point that I did it on goddamn purpose. Okay? Because I had a sense of responsibility. I knew that would be, the result. I had in my mind that every minute was costly, so that I should probably, stick to a limited experience of the internet. But I still had the idea that I could have unlimited access to the internet if only I did not limit myself for a time. So I tried to not rack it up to an insane amount, but still to rack it up to such a degree that it would actually make economical sense to invest in broadband. And it worked. Yeah, thanks. I mean, as I've mentioned, I'm not particularly proud of myself, but hey, it worked, okay? And it was a good result for pretty much everyone. Although I'm unfortunate. God damn it, the worst part is I cannot do this and set things up at the same time. I can't multitask. It's a nice story. It's something that people would probably want to listen to, but they would also want to see the footage. I might have to just splice it up in such a way so that they have the story and the sound, but then the sound will be out of sync with the video. Fuck! Because I'm recording this into a single track. I should be recording the camera separately and the game separately. Then I could do such a thing and people would be happy because they would see the game over here and me yammering on the other side. Yes, this is the most difficult part of LPing, right? Even a goddamn native speaker would have difficulty focusing on telling a story, recalling the goddamn events, forming sentences that make sense and are pretty nice to listen to instead of being very simple like mongoloid sentences, and actually playing the game in a way that makes sense. This is not something I can do on autopilot. This is something that I have to figure the hell out once again. So let me focus for a tiny bit on the things that I need to do over here. I need to set up the facilities. I need to set up the research department first and foremost. And I will cram it into the corner over here. The research department is arguably one of the most important things in this level. Arguably in the game, because you need to get new stuff, period. You just need to get new treatment facilities, you need to get new diagnostics facilities. You need to be able to improve on a constant basis in all sort of respects. At least 2 desks so that 2 people can work here. I'm actually not fairly sure. Did I say very or fairly? I'm not sure myself. Verbally. I'm not sure whether 2 desks are necessary for 2 people to be able to work in this. They may be, they may not be. Yeah, I'll go have a drink. So I have the research department. I will need a staff room and the toilets. I'll need to cram them into some godforsaken corner. I also need to have the psychiatric room and some clinics. I will, I guess, stick the clinics over here. Oh, this is pretty ugly. Actually, no, that's a direct contraction. I prefer a more indirect contraction. This is pretty disgusting. And of course, setting up the inflation clinic of 1, 2, 3, 4 of all the things in such a configuration is a bad idea. It just doesn't work. I mean, it works, but you need to deal with the placement just screwing up with your... with the doctor's ability to reach the machinery. They have to go all the way around it, and that's just something I prefer to avoid. Why would I do that on purpose to them? It means that the treatment takes a long time, needlessly. How many times have I been doing LPs anyway? How many times have I how many times? No, for how long? I've been streaming quite regularly for less than a year. And I get the distinct impression that my linguistic skills, especially when it comes to speaking, my pronunciation of words, my ability to form coherent and interesting sentences on a whim, I think these abilities, I think they have improved tremendously since I started streaming, and especially since I started LPing. But since I started streaming, that's even I was so scared I would not be able to do this, and here I am. And I'm sleep deprived, goddammit, and I can still do this! This is amazing! Go me, right? I mean, I know that's probably not the sort of attitude... I mean, I don't know how it's culturally treated in your area to brag to such an extent. And to brag honestly, not to pretend brag as in, oh, I'm so great, as in to still make fun of yourself while doing so, but to honestly brag. I don't know how braggarts are treated. Explain to me how braggarts are treated in your area while I set all these goddamn buildings up. Unless you're still getting your drink, in which case might have missed that entire part of my monologue, which is still fine. So what I need is a staff room. 1, 2, 3, yay, go me. One, 2, 3, fall. I'll place... yeah, there's no chance I will be able to rhyme that on a whim. Oh, I combined both words back there. Of course I did. It's actually probably a bit of a Schrödinger Rorschach. Depending on... I mean, you will hear something in that sentence and you will make sense of it. I am certainly glad I'm still setting up. Yeah, you didn't miss much. Well, I haven't accomplished much. How do you feel about that? Hey look, this is the psychiatric room. I can fit it over here. And then I can fit the staff room over here. Is this the knapsack problem? Is that what it's known in IT? Might be. Or something similar. Either way, this is an NP problem. Has to be solved in non-polynomial time. Not the easiest of problems to solve. Nah, don't feel bad for me. Feeling bad generally is a bad strategy. Why would anyone want to feel bad? Actually, that's more of a feeling bad for someone. It's not necessarily the same thing as feeling bad. Well, I mean, I guess feeling bad for someone is extremely cheap. You can feel bad without actually feeling bad. I instinctively want to put all the furniture in such wondrous locations, but I know for a fact that if I place them too close, so they won't have to walk at all, they'll have to walk all the way around. Because that's just the world. That's just the world. Try again. That's just the way this world tends to work. Hold on, you still don't what? You know, the funny thing is, if my stream actually had a delay of 30 seconds or something, I would have the excuse, but I do not. Oh, feel bad. Of course, that's what I was talking about. But with a delay of 3 seconds, to not be able to still remember what you were talking about a moment ago, that's just pathetic. Hello, Alzheimer's. I hate the goddamn pool table, it just takes so much space. But the little buggers like the pool table. Vidya. And the couch, just don't you all rest at once. The very small staff room. Yeah, my short-term memory is not... Maybe I am getting old. My long-term memory is pretty decent, my short-term memory is completely crappy. Yeah, I guess I should get my doctors, okay? Because otherwise I will run out of time. A researcher, go here, research stuff. Are you a consultant? You're not. Screw you! Are you a... No, you're not. God damn it, man. Are you a consultant? No, you're just competent. Alright then. Is there anyone... Okay, you're a surgeon. I'm getting you, buddy. I get ya. Second researcher. And a competent guy. Okay, competent guy, you go here. Second researcher. Research stuff. You'll need to employ a psychiatrist. Yes, but I don't have a psychiatrist. Whoa, look at her, she's so incompetent! And she smuggles fake watches. And is rubbish at the job, a possible liability, thanks. I'm glad that they cover these things so eloquently and so honestly. Like, oh, I'm rubbish at the job, thanks. Okay, he collects World War II shrapnel. Takes frequent baths. Okay, I like this guy. Very friendly, enjoys a laugh. Okay. I mean, if I had time to read all of this, this would probably be even more entertaining. But sorry, I do not. For those of you watching this, well, first of all, thanks. And secondly, pause the damn video if you want to read all of this. Yes, yes, indeed. He values cleanliness. By the way, which pronunciation is American, which is British? Level or level? Which am I more familiar with? I think the one I'm more familiar with is probably American, but still. The toilets, the research department, the staff room, inflation clinic, factory clinic, psychiatric room, ward, operating theater, pharmacy. I don't have the operating theater, obviously. Level? But level is American? I'll be fairly certain that level. And if you said level to an American, they would think, oh, someone who leaves, like a guy who leaves the game is a level. Oh wait, all the British people say level. Hi Dave! God, I didn't expect you guys to tune in the morning, but hey! Diff, do British people say lever or lever? Which is it? I am. Okay, GP office, general diagnostics. Do I have general diagnostics? I do. Hold on while I perform my check, then I'll check your answer. Check your answer, yeah, as if I'm performing a test, not necessarily. Toilet training, 2 clinics, psychiatric, ward, operating theater, nope. Pharmacy, yeah. GP, general diagnostics, cardio, psychiatric ward. Good to go. I don't even want to calculate that. It's like 1 AM? Hold on, it's 9. It's about 9 over here, so it's about 10 at this point. So it might be 1 AM over where you are. So I apologize in advance for keeping you up, but I just have a screwed up sleeping schedule. But for whatever reason, yeah, for whatever reason, maybe I will succeed in not going to sleep today for a reasonable amount of time, and then we'll be able to, you know, cheat it and reset it. But as I know myself, I will just stop being sleepy to any sort of extent in the evening, and then I'll start over again. No, Diff, I need to stay up for at least, I don't know, 9 hours or so. What I need to do at this point is stay awake at pretty much any cost. Lever? So lever is makes sense, just as I mentioned. If you said lever to an American, he would probably think of someone who leaves and not of something you pull. So they say lever, and British people say lever. Will I be able to put an operating theater here if I try really hard? I mean, I might be able to squeeze it in over here somehow. Maybe. Or I could... Oh, I know. I can move this over here and then move this. Oh, yes, it's gonna be messy. Lever! I think I've got pretty much everything. Now I need to push the button. And now is when I should probably put my entire monologue from the start, because right now not a huge lot of things will... Oh, no, I need to do a few things. First of all, I need to set my research priorities straight. I mean, I don't want to be discriminatory, but my research priorities at this point need to be straight. Sorry. I don't know! I should probably get something to eat, because otherwise it'll be detrimental. My sugar levels will just plummet, and I will, you know, just go to sleep anyway, despite most... Yes, I should probably eat some breakfast at some point, and it's, you know, the mall opens at 9 AM, which is already past, it's almost 10. So I figured I would play the game for a bit, no one would watch me, then I would turn the stream off, go out, buy something, eat something, and then go back, play some more, you know, that sort of thing. And then I would commentate something, I don't know. I don't know, guys, I'm still figuring this out. But I should probably stream in the morning. I feel so active now. Even though I haven't slept the entire night, I feel so active, and there's actually sun out. And even though it's hot as hell. It's still probably better than... I don't know, in the evening it's probably a tiny bit colder. I don't know, I feel hyperactive now to a degree. Maybe energy drinks do work after all, especially if you do not drink them often. Yeesh. Yeah, I don't think I should stream during eating, although this is something people do, and it works, and it makes sense. Get this one. I don't know if you've heard. I wouldn't even call it an anecdote, but a fact about Korea. They stream themselves eating over there, like literally. People watch streams of other people eating in Korea. That's a thing, and they call it mukbang. And I remember a brilliant quote by Altosis who said, "Oh, I also stream myself while eating. It's called Hearthstone." I wouldn't say all they do, but it's something they do. I found it mildly amusing. Oh man. How many years have I watched esport? GSL in particular. It was quite a few. I mean, it feels like a long time. And I mean, even a single month of watching StarCraft over and over, day after day, just hours of content, feels like a long while. But I've stopped at some point, and I kind of regret it. I probably stopped at the point in which GSL petered out. Well, kind of before that, but still. I still have notes on when exactly I stopped. StarCraft V. No. I mean, from the fact that I don't know, I pre-ordered something or whatever from being at BlizzCon. I think I got a code for Legacy of the Void. I can do it. I've forgotten everything Day 9 has taught us. I mean, I used to watch Day 9 as well. You know, he was one of the. I mean, that's hardly a surprise. I mean, he's the guy who's. I mean, Twitch is big, but Day 9 was big news coming to Twitch. It's not that Twitch. It's not that Day 9 benefited a lot from going to Twitch. It's that Twitch benefited a lot from Day 9 going there. That's the sort of person we are dealing with. I've lost pretty much all of my skill, all of my everything I've ever had. My mechanics were they were crappy. My ability to concoct a strategy is just quite kind of abysmal. But nowadays, after years of having no practice in the game, of not trying day in day out, I got so horrible. I was never top level. The best I've gotten was like what, platinum, and that was at the point at which platinum was not the highest. I think it was back when they introduced diamond and so on. It would not be entertaining, guys. I'm horrible at that game. I truly am horrible. I mean, back then I used to be fairly bad, okay? Used to perform fairly... I mean, I still was pretty original, and I had original ideas, and I have no idea whether people actually figure these things out and whether they actually work. Because, you know, anyone can have crazy ideas, but if they do not work, that's not worth a lot. But I mean... I'm at nothing now. I haven't played StarCraft in years. I've tried the beta and got stomped repeatedly, game after game, and I gave up. It makes no point anyway. No point at all. I could play StarCraft 1, then play StarCraft 2. I mean, get through all the campaigns, and then slowly, meticulously play against AI a bit, and then start playing against people. But that's once again going into PvP, and I would have to spend hours upon hours playing that in multiplayer to get good at it. Once again, good at it. No, to get not horrible at it. And then I would be sacrificing the ability to play other games. I would rather beat a few single-player games. Sorry, Diff. I could probably transcode. I could probably stream this at a lower bitrate. I've already mentioned this, right? I should probably be streaming this at 1 megabit instead of 2. I think. I stream it. That's a huge jump, by the way. For 80p, I stream at 2 megabits. Now, full HD, I stream at 3 megabits. So 50% more. Why? Should probably give it 3 times as much bandwidth on full HD or something. What about your download rate? Because, you know, upstream matters for me, downstream matters for you, because you're actually downloading this crap, not uploading it. Remind me, what is your connection, downstream and upstream? What? What sort of... Knight, are you serious here, or are you confusing the terms? Because, you know, otherwise you just have to live in some bizarre world where you have higher upstream than downstream speed, which is just... You have better upstream than downstream? How? How is that even possible? Do you have asynchronous... I mean, no, if you have one better than the others, you have to have asynchronous in connections. So what are your numbers then? What is up and what is down? What's up? Stream speed. I should probably focus on... If I fail another time, I'm going to be mad. Well, just check it. Go to speedtest.net or something. 72 what? Megabits per second? Because that's higher than mine, goddammit. I'm not interested in keeping up with the Jones. I mean, the specs on my internet connection are just fine as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I could probably switch to FTTH. My internet provider probably has better offers for now, but I don't need them quite yet. This is sufficient so far. I mean, it's not like I'm going to have a problem with Netflix. Guess fucking why. If you can't guess why, I can just tell you. With glee. Because we don't have access to Netflix. Well, sorry, it's not available in your country. But that way I don't have to worry about, you know, all these issues with DRM and Netflix and all that, and you have to stream that, you can download them. No, I don't have to worry about it, that I don't own the movie that I'm watching and I'm paying a subscription, the fun, blah, blah. No, I don't have to worry about any of it. Just amazing. You want to watch a movie? You might be able to get it at some point as a DVD release. You wanna watch it streamed anywhere? Good luck. So the simplest way is to... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The simplest way is to just pirate it. That's the most obvious solution that pretty much everyone follows. And that's not what I am comfortable with. In fact, I used to be a pretty strong crusader against that sort of thing in pretty much all of the forums. But now that I look at the world, it's pretty much unavoidable to an extent if you want to actually interact with the media to even the lowest... Look at this shit. This is what I had to go through to have goddamn Batman. Like the trilogy of the Batman movies. I had to go to a store and buy it on DVD. What do you think I'm going to do with the DVDs? The answer is not, surprisingly, shove them up my ass. I am going to put them in my DVD player, rip them into pieces, bypassing copyright protection in the goddamn process, that was put in place precisely so I could not rip them into ISOs. And after I do that, I am going to, well, I probably will just load the ISOs into, you know, daemon tools or something like that. I don't have to necessarily extract the movie, but I'm not going to watch it from a DVD. Used to be what? Yeah, I don't want DVDs either, but it's pretty much the only way I can really get... I mean, here's the thing, guys. There's even a better option. I mean, I still think piracy is not a good thing, but you know what? If... From an ethical standpoint, here's my issue. If I cannot get something, as in there is no one out there who would want to take my money so I could get the content, then I think it's better for me to get the content and for them to get nothing than it is for me to get nothing and for them to get nothing also. I think from a simple utilitarian standpoint that makes sense. Now, if you want to go about it the deontological way, right, following certain principles, then you might believe into a principle that in principle this is wrong and therefore it should never be done, regardless of whether it benefits one side or the other in any way, and you just want to follow the rules for whatever reason. I'm not necessarily a utilitarian. That's, to an extent, that's not the best sort of, that's best way of thinking. It's, I mean, I could go on to the subject, but let me first check up on my goddamn hospital, because in most of, it's the worst if I get into such a mode when I'm out and about, because theoretically I could get run over by a car. Thinking that way. Yeah, exactly. What else? But what is going? Oh, right, I have a screen in front of me that I do not see because I am so far inside my own mind that I do not see the screen in front of me. Yeah, that's what being introverted is all about. You have a goddamn screen, you have headphones on your head. Nope! Not reaching me. I could, but I wanted to stream it as well. And besides, you know, if I can utilize this, there might be people out there interested in hearing this. Why would I spur them why would I rob them of a chance to listen to me pontificate on such important subjects? Now going into my own mind. I hope you don't mind. Have I gotten any... have they researched anything? Like, anything? Progress is being made. Well, that's peachy, guys. Thanks, but I need this stuff and this stuff. See, this is another thing that I don't like. People using the term drugs so indiscriminately. And no. It's medicine. I mean, drugs are bad for you. Medicine, well, is also bad for you, but can be good for you. Simple. But no, people want to use the same term for both completely separate things, and this creates issues. Because you then have to use terms like prescription drugs and recreational drugs and all sorts of terms, and you make... There are two completely separate, non-related terms in the Polish language, and they do not overlap. You wouldn't think of one thing when thinking of another. Absolutely. Medicine is not drugs. Medicine is medicine. God damn it. You get a smart person who knows what the hell he's doing to prescribe you something, and then you take it and hopefully avoid any side effects. And then you get through something even worse than the medicine you get. A drug is when you purposefully harm yourself with something. Yeah, it did exist before medicine, yeah. We wouldn't have shaman without it, now would we? Drugs are bad, okay? If you want to call caffeine a drug, you will have to... I mean, you can have a... Well, that depends on what sort of definition... Yeah, technically, you know, that reminds me of that XKCD comic, which is a comic I don't necessarily agree with quite often. Well, they have mentioned that they can ignore sentences which begin with technically, without any sort of concern. Oh, come on, what is wrong with you, man? Oh, I don't have a... Oh. Yes! Yes! I have a surgeon psychiatrist. See, I should be recruiting people. And I should probably get a second psychiatrist. Not yet. A drug is anything you take into your body that changes its chemistry. So, pretty much anything. No, that's too wide of a definition. I mean, that's the thing. You can use whatever the hell definition you want as long as you communicate your ideas clearly. But then we just have to differentiate between different concepts, and then we have to value things in a different way. One of the things I hate the most is when people use a term that in common parlance has a single meaning that's fairly well understood, and then they try to use a special definition so they can actually say certain sentences which in common parlance wouldn't make sense, but when you apply the special definition, they do, and then they try to sell these same sentences to people using the ordinary definition. Sort of doublethink that results is unpleasant to most. Of course, my surgeon is busy over here. Should probably... But yeah, of course, if I am to be honest with my... Oh, whoa, no! No, hold on! Whoa, shit! I mean, the good news, guys, is that... Yeah, it's the same for him. By the way, I perfectly see the chat above, though. It's just that on your guys' end, there were issues. But fortunately, everything should be fine. The good part is that I am keeping a local recording of the entire stream. So even if you guys missed it, which is, you know, horrible in and of itself, first of all, you will be able to see it later on if you want to rewatch it. And secondly, any people who choose to rewatch it can rewatch it. And they'll have absolutely zero problems with it. Isn't that great? I mean, the stream should be up at this point, so pretty much everyone should be able to see it right now. But, you know, I'm just saying. It's fine now, right? I mean, I've dropped some frames, but it reconnected. But the recording that I keep locally is perfectly fine. So don't you worry about that. What? Look at this. My cursor is now under the floor tile. And now it's not! And now can I put it under the floor tile? Probably could. I now have a choice.
Have your credit card ready?
I can expand or I can avoid expanding. The operating filter is only 8,000. Pharmacy, goddammit! I mean, I get that there can be an argument made that there is an analogy between the two, but still, I'm not buying it. And besides, medicine is not something you apply willy-nilly at your goddamn convenience. It is something that takes foresight, and it's something you consult a specialist before you even think of applying to yourself. It's a dangerous chemical you put in your body. I could fit that, but it will not be the best of experiences for anyone involved. Sheesh. Can I rearrange this stuff to actually fit the building I need? The room I need. Oh boy. Can move this. If I move this over here. A bit of aspirin every day, regardless of the... That's so moronic. I mean... Okay, there's a point to be made that there are things like, diet supplements. Things that you can take on a regular basis that may improve your health. I don't know, vitamins, things like that. So it's not that necessarily everything needs to be treated as a sort of emergency thing that you put in your body to make even worse things go away. To put it in the simplest terms possible. Of course, I could say at that point spitefully that people doing stupid things in America is not something that surprises me. In fact, it's one of the greatest American exports. Look, I've just watched a video today where Whoopi Goldberg was the only sane person. People discussed a guy getting hit who punched the woman in return, and everyone except for Whoopi was deeply convinced that a man should never, ever, ever hit a woman, even if she hits him at any point. One of them was willing to concede that maybe if his life is in danger, maybe then he can defend himself to any sort of degree. But if it's not, he should let the woman pummel him as much as she wants. And the thing was in an elevator, so the man couldn't even run away. Okay? This is the level of insanity. And Whoopi Goldberg was like, wait a minute. This cannot be. If you hit someone, you probably shouldn't rely on the idea of him not hitting you back. Just don't hit anyone. And this was a controversial view. She literally said, nobody hit nobody. And they were like, I don't know about this. Yeah, and she was also famously the person who mentioned rape as opposed to regular rape. I mean, no, as regular rape. When they were discussing, well, this is rape and that is rape. And they were like, it's like, it wasn't actually rape. It's just something you call rape, but it's not the actual thing. You just like to call it that. And people made fun of her. It's like, oh, rape. As if is there not rape? Yeah, there is. I don't have to deal with this shit over here. I'm lucky. So lucky. Now the people watching this will just be so upset at the fact that I'm not doing stuff over here. I probably should just keep it in the highlights. But then again, if people want to watch the stream, hey. That fits the song even better. Well, in my language, that makes more sense than it does in the English language. Because over here, this term is used for something done to you against your will, pretty much anything. In the English language, it is shifting towards that sort of definition. It's shifting, but it's not the sort of thing you usually associate with the term. Yeah, they can post it in the comment section below. Okay, guys, but when it comes to Theme Hospital, YouTube comments under my videos aren't as horrible, mostly because my following is pretty minuscule. And maybe, just maybe, people who like to watch retro games played by others are the sort of crowd that is not, the lowest common denominator. People who want to watch Theme Hospital played by someone will probably not be the dumbest of people on this earth. I just venture a wild guess. I'm not saying they're particularly smart, but they're probably not the bottom feeders, right? Not at the very, very bottom of the totem pole, Not the bluntest tools in the shed. Not the dimmest bulbs of the bunch. Baby don't hurt me is the answer that came to me as well. But, okay, guys, look at this. The question is, do you think I will be able to fit an operating theater over here? And the second question is, even if I can, should I? I can get another parcel of land over here. I can get a second parcel up here. No. I've just watched an entire LP of a guy playing... I should probably plug him because why the hell not? I just watched him. I've watched an entire LP of a guy called Vertical Sandwich playing Hotel Mario. A game about shutting doors in a hotel. Okay? So, people will... Literally, that's all pretty... Well, that's almost everything the game is about. You sometimes can open a door, get a power up, and you sometimes kill some enemies by jumping on them, or perhaps using the fire flower. But generally, your task is to close doors, and the losing condition is having all the doors open. That's what the game is about. And I was entertained to no end by watching the guy play Hotel Mario. People will watch anything. And will entertain. I've mentioned already, I've watched TH Pion play, what's that crappy game called? You've seen it. The dice game. The one with zombies. What is it called? I mean, now that's memory loss. I can see it. The guy with Chainsaw Warrior, right. I've watched him playing Chainsaw Warrior a few times, and it was entertaining as well. People watch people who eat food! People will watch anything! And they will be entertained. I could make this... I watch guys from headphones play trials, and I don't really care about the game. I just watch it for the podcast. People will watch anything. People watched 8 hours of me play the last level of the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 campaign. And it was like, what, 15% of them watched it from beginning to end? Of course, all the views just went down the hill almost immediately, but those who stayed watched pretty much the entirety. 15%! Respect, man! 8 hours in a row. 8 hours of a video. People aren't willing to sit in the theater and watch such a long movie, okay? After 2 hours they will get sore and the butts will hurt. But no, 8 hours. I have been there, and it's still the most watched video out of all the videos I have. Despite people telling everyone, hey, you shouldn't make long videos. People don't have the attention span. They will not watch long videos on YouTube. Make them like, I don't know, 15, 10 minutes. No, 8 hour long video, guys. Maybe, of course they paused it. I don't think anyone just watched it in one sitting for 8 hours without, taking a pause to, I don't know, eat something or perform other things related to bodily function or do pretty much anything. I mean, of course I factor in pausing, but the idea that they had the browser window open and they paused it from time to time, but they still watched it 8 hours straight. With pauses in between, that's over 8 hours. That means they spent longer than the runtime of the video on it. Amazing. Exactly. Some people give up after less than a minute. Some people just either did not click the video to watch this video, just clicked through it because they want to read something else, and I absolutely understand. I do it myself. Or after 1 minute they figure out, nope, I can't listen to this guy. I don't want to watch this anymore, and that's fine. But those who stayed, quite a few people stayed beyond that. But it drops after, I don't know, it was 15 minutes or an hour. After that, a steady line of people remained who watched it to the very end. And I guess that's just the sunken cost fallacy in action. They figured out, hey, I've watched this much of it, I might as well watch it till the end. Like, there's no point in quitting right now. One of the best comments on that video is, 2 hours in, I notice I am 2 hours in. So many people are still commenting on my old videos telling me, hey, that's not how you pronounce gems, by the way. I can't do it. I can't change it. I can't go back and just pronounce them differently anymore. But I have grown when it comes to my pronunciation. Well, at least when I reach the expansion packs for Heroes of Might and Magic 3, if ever, I will know how to pronounce Armageddon. I will do so properly, for once. Although I still have no idea how many years it took me to figure out that Armageddon is actually pronounced Armageddon. No. Just to foster comments below, right? So people will be like, hey, no, you pronounce Armageddon, Armageddon. It's a cheap way, not going for it. But then again, people like to feel smart. It's amazing. Why wouldn't they like to feel smart? They can, hey. And of course, in most of the videos, they're like, hey, you misplayed this horribly here. You should have done this and that. And, in most cases, they are actually right, and I make horrible mistakes. Unfortunately, I'm not the sort of person to go, well, whoopie fucking do, you're such a genius, why don't you LP the game yourself? Well, I actually take this criticism to heart. Some people can't handle it. Like, for instance, a guy I respect quite a bit, like Toll Biscuit, cannot really handle the criticism, even though he has comments disabled. When he comments on his own streams, he's kind of hostile towards people who just point out simple mistakes, like in the Hearthstone vid once. Someone pointed out, hey, you should have attacked with that Wind Fury minion once to the face and then traded away. And he got sarcastic and defensive about that. Well, I don't know why. I wouldn't take it to heart as much. I mean, it hurts to find out that you made a mistake, but still. Yeah, constructive criticism makes all the sense. If you fucked up at some point, to put it bluntly, you did. And there's no running away from it. And yeah, it's not that you should absolutely feel bad about it. People do make mistakes, but to not recognize a mistake as a mistake and to actually hold it against people that they've watched a video of you playing a video game and that they felt the need to point out a mistake is, you know, what else are they going to point out? They've watched a video. When I watch videos and see people making horrible mistakes in video games, I am quite upset myself. It's hard to get out of this mindset. If you're a gamer, you want to interact, you want to do these things. But no, you are watching someone else do it. You can't do it yourself. I should probably... You know, this is one of the problems I have with LPs. I just can't watch it. I just can't watch Jagged Alliance 2 LP right now because I don't want to spoil the game to myself. I only played the beginning for a bit. Oh, and I want to beat the series. Goddammit! I should probably decide whether I want to go with Jagged Alliance or XCOM. And at this point, I think Jagged Alliance appeals to me even more. And I've started it a while ago, and I know how to beat the first day perfectly, and it gives me so much satisfaction to see. It gives me so much satisfaction to see day one, you recruit your team. I recruit 7 people and then go to Fox and he'll say, oh, you know what? Try to spend some more time on Metavira. Just show me how you can handle it, you know, figure things out, and then maybe call me later. Just maybe call me later if you know, truly have the gut. If you are competent enough, if you still want me, you know, just notify me later. And then I spend the first day, like, conquer 4 sectors, get the micro-purifier back, I fix everything, I am outputting suddenly, I'm raking in the cash. I go to her, hey, Fox, would you like to join me? Of course I would like to join you, I would be honored to join your team. One goddamn day. If I cannot impress Fox enough to join me on the second day, I will restart until I can. I don't care how many times I have to try it, I have to see it again, because it was one of the most amazing things. Yeah, no shit. But hey, I have a game to beat first. No, because Jagged Alliance is honestly an amazing game. Yeah, the first Jagged Alliance. I mean, the resolution is so crappy. It's so horrible. It's like 320 by 200 or something. It's extremely low. What do you mean you didn't like the first one? The first one is amazing. I mean, it's pretty much the only one I've played, and it's simplistic to an amazing degree, but it's still fun. Nah. It's like people who say they prefer Heroes of Might and Magic 3 to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Bah! They don't know what's good. It's probably better, but yeah, I need to be eased into a series, alright? I never. That's a better example. With Heroes of Might and Magic, I just couldn't grok the third part, alright? I did not get it. At all. It took me going back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2, back to the very goddamn beginning, and figuring things out, finally. So I could have a degree of competence. And of course, people still, you know, have their doubts about my skill in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, and for a good reason. I am not great at that game, I am not even good at it. But at least I understood some core concepts. I stopped being extremely defensive. I figured out that you need to go out and to get the resources. You need to level up your hero. You need to get the army. Even if you lose some units, it's better to lose them to gain some territory, to get control of some mines. I needed to figure this stuff out. That you need to take risks. You need to make investments. You mentioned 6. I so want to go back to Heroes of Might and Magic 6. It was so beautiful. I mean, there was actually a poll sent out by Ubisoft that they're asking, hey, which of these games you preferred? Heroes of Might and Magic 5 or Heroes of Might and Magic 6? Which is better? And they were probably doing it in the context of 7. They wanted to know what the public thought. Did they prefer 5 or 6? In which direction should they go? And since I played so little of both, I mean, I still answered 6, but you know. I think I still prefer 6. I've read opinions of people on the internet. Very strong opinions of people saying, I prefer 3, but if I have to prefer the new one, I prefer 5. Definitely 5. There were so many people just, you know, talking smack about Heroes of Might and Magic 6. It was just... yeah. Stream. I should probably... and you know, I've talked for so long, I should probably go and have breakfast in a while. This is basically a podcast with me having this paused. It was very we should probably get into this conversation when I'm playing Heroes or something. I mean, I might stream it, but... yes, 5 was closer to 3, so people who like 3 liked 5 more, but I like 2. I still like 2. I'm not into that 3. I could play Heroes of the Storm, but I decided not to. Played Heroes of Might and Magic 1 for crying out loud. I beat it. I don't think I'd want to do it again. It's so simplistic. But 1 eased me into the other titles. Once again, the simple concept, the bare minimum. Of course, nowadays people claim, oh, these titles are so simplistic. There's so many monologues I could jump into, and I am jumping into some of them, but the game will not play itself. I mean, it's healthy, of course. It makes all the sense for you to jump into this and engage in conversation, but I can't be too. The question was, can I fit an operating theater over here? And I would have to move almost everything. I would have to probably move these over here, and then move the wall. Is there point in moving the wall? I mean, one thing that I do know is that I can move one 4x4 building over here. It would absolutely fit, and it would free up a bit of space for me. So I could have that. Or, I mean, I could move a 5x5 over here, move the receptionist's desk over here. Yeah, theme hospital, smooth experience. Once again, let me remind you, if my sugar levels drop, I will get sleepy, and I might actually... if I fail to get my... feel the onset, anyway. I feel the onset of it right now. Sheesh. I will not fall asleep on the stream. That's a given, but still. Sleep schedule. If I screw up my sleep schedule, my sleep schedule is already screwed up. If I don't fix my sleep schedule today, I will be upset with myself so much. Yeah, the idea is, I think beyond a certain point, I mean, I get it. I'm hungry, and then it just crashes. Okay, beyond that point, I can go and eat something. My body doesn't care. If I have reached that point, it just wants to shut down. It's just dangerously low energy levels. Shut down all unnecessary systems. Go into maintenance mode. Hibernate. Save the organism. Yeah. And the scary part is that I should probably watch what I eat as well. At that point, I might actually, this might come as a shock, I might actually be gaining weight, which is something new to me. This hasn't happened earlier in my life. I was the skinny guy, goddammit. I still am a fairly skinny guy. Definitely not some, if people insult me on the internet, one thing they cannot say about me still is that I am a fat nerd. I am not, I am a skinny nerd. Yeah, that's something they cannot say about me. I mean, I understand the heuristics. That's a lovely term, by the way. The heuristics of insulting people. But it's a heuristical step. I mean, you perform insulting heuristics. What sort of things can I assume about this person in my insult and be correct? Oh, there's this one video you have not seen yet that just illustrates this point so brilliantly. You will see it eventually, as soon as I commentate the damn thing. For now, I mean, today I will just post the a complete failure of a Hearthstone Arena match from, I don't know, March or something. But as soon as I get through highlights and all that, because I still take it upon myself to rewatch old videos to figure out whether I actually took a break in the middle of something or didn't. I need to upload this stuff, but with my sleep schedule so screwed up, I just don't know what to do anymore. I honestly, it's screwed up so much that wake up in the middle of the god. I will upload it. I will take care of some of it, you know. The RN, yes, I will upload it, absolutely. It's 11 a.m. But I'm not rendering the videos. I'm just cutting them. See, here's the thing. My streamed videos are so low quality, I would have to re-render them basically in higher bitrate than they already are. Because if I re-encode them, they lose quality and they look like crap. So the thing I figured out is I need a completely different workflow, and this is annoying the hell out of me, but so it has to be done. I have to cut them at keyframes, and I have to cut them at keyframes, and if I want to cut something out, I have to cut the video from a start at a keyframe to an end at a keyframe, and then start another piece at a keyframe, end it at a keyframe, and then stitch them together without a visual editor to aid me, and I can not add additional commentary, and it is annoying as hell, but it provides the smoothest experience for people because it provides the highest video quality. Now that's for streams. If people want to watch highlights, out of necessity I have to do some additional editing, so the quality will be lower unless I actually encode it at even higher quality. Because these streams are 3 megabits per second. If I try to encode them at 3 megabits per second, they do look like crap. It is a smooth. Look, the streams that you watch on that you'll be able to watch on YouTube, they look nice, don't they? They're pretty much the same quality you will able to enjoy when watching the stream, which is not the best goddamn quality I can provide, but it's something I can reliably stream and people can watch. Okay, I could probably stream at an even higher ridiculous bitrate, but I don't want to overwhelm your end. I mean, that's a problem I have with some games. For instance, what is a good example I can give? Assault Android Cactus. That's the sort of game I will not be streaming most likely, because I want to record it at 60 FPS. And to do that, I probably should have a high bitrate. Use something like Shadowplay. Yeah, but I mean these are just details of my encoding habits and all that. To put it simply, it takes a lot of effort on my part to you know, just output all of. I mean, it doesn't take that much of an effort. I am being too lazy about it. I apologize. I need to get on track with all of this. But getting back to this thing, I need an operating theater to help this guy. And I could try to place it around here somehow. I don't, that's the joke. If I had, I would at least have an excuse.
Doctor, attend immediately. Cardio, please.
Which I do not have. Which reminds me, I wonder what my streaming will look like when I actually, well, you're confusing it with someone else. I mean, I it might have just left an impression of this sort on you, because, you know, it's not necessarily the sort of thing I prefer to admit all that openly, because it doesn't necessarily make me feel good about myself, but it is an honest fact that there's really no getting around. I mean, I'm getting my education in IT, and I needed to get into some... This is just not working out. I should probably get an operating theater in a separate parcel, because this is just... British people would say bollocks. Yeah, I'm getting my education. Absolutely. Apparently a degree in philosophy is not the sort of thing that will lead to a long and happy life for me. What is this? What? No! But if I move this, it'll be fine, right? Like if I move this, say, over here, it will be fine, will it not?
Look out for other bullfrog products.
Okay, I'm moving this over here. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Why? Shouldn't do this. I'm peeking. Am I peeking? I probably am peeking. Yeah, I probably should. I'll stop this shit from the beginning! Because I'm not really losing anything. This will just be... I might as well post this stream, you know, it's basically a podcast. What is this? Why? Is this wall even there? Because maybe this wall... Look, maybe this wall is not there. Maybe it's not there. Maybe this wall is, you know, just a figment of my imagination. Maybe they can reach this place. Maybe they can path through it. Hey, Doc, can you path through? I can't put him outside the room because this is not pathful. No, yeah. Just not. But I can put him inside the room though. He will be stuck there forever. It's like The Sims. I can put all of them into the same goddamn room and watch them, you know, do absolutely nothing because this is not The Sims. So, where would you go, you stupid bastards? Where will you go? See, you're over here now. You can't go anywhere. Yeah, existentialism in a nutshell. Yeah, see, this, no, this is an allegory for life, guys. See, this is life. And this is the ordinary existence people lead. And this is what happens to you when you start to, well... Not much, and being stuck forever. You know, when it comes to Theme Hospital, I wanted to make highlight videos, but in particular, I wanted to make one highlight reel, which would probably be all of the game-breaking stuff. Or perhaps I should just make separate highlight reels of all the occasions I have broken things in separate videos. I don't know anymore. I could put them together, I could keep them separate. Doesn't really matter. They will just be there in the regular no one wants to watch that. Ugh. No one wants to watch that shit. I didn't want to play it either, but it has to be done. And I'm the man to do it. I mean, if there is some interesting banter going on, if I'm saying anything of interest, I might cut that part out and put it in the highlight. But look at this situation. I mean, I did my goddamn best. This is mine. But no, there is a wall! There's no going through this. So it's all just a wasted effort. It's... Why? Because, you know, I got the idea that people queuing up for the reception is probably not a game-breaking bug. The saddest part about all of this is that I want to speak to you guys. You guys are here. The preview is here, so I want to speak to the preview where I can see myself, but I should speak to you guys over here because... But I cannot see myself when I do this. Although it's probably the best way to do it, I don't know. You see, I figured out that when people queue up for reception, it's probably not a game-breaking bug. It's probably the way it should be. Which is unfortunate, but it is a side effect of you not having enough GP offices, because when people queue up to the GP offices, they reach the queue for the GP office, and then no more people can be sent to the GP office. So what the receptionist does is she makes them wait. And then they are queued up to the reception, and they go to the reception as soon as they can actually reach the reception, and from the reception be sent to the GP office. So it's not a bug. But these things... This stuff that's going on over here, you're not gonna tell me that's okay. It's the same as picking up surgeons who are just about to change into the regular clothes. It doesn't mix. No, screw the emergency. This is not happening. We are ending the stream right now. I'm getting something to eat, and then I will start this stuff again. I will keep saving the goddamn... They will never die. They will never die. This is not The Sims, guys. This is not The Sims. They will never die. They will not get tired. They will not die. I will just go bankrupt. I'm ending the stream, getting something to eat, and I will try this stuff again. A little less podcast, a little more gameplay. But first, let me see where the temperature is at. Guys, it is 11 AM, so the temperature has climbed up to 27 degrees Celsius. You like that? It's not even midday. Wait, what? Oh, right, this is the, According to this graph, the temperature will get higher, but the experienced temperature will actually get somewhat lower. I mean, no biggie. It will peak at about 33 degrees Celsius, which is, you know, the temperature at which proteins start to denaturate. I think it's about, from what I've heard, it's slightly above normal body temperature. So, you know, if the temperature outside exceeds your body temperature, you get, oh, 38 degrees. But fortunately, we're not reaching that. Oh, 31. Unfortunately, it's not that high. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's lower than body temperature. This is not Turkey we're talking about. But still, it's kind of annoying. 33 degrees beyond my level. Although... 40 degrees is optimal for what? What the hell what? For the denaturation of protein? Yes, fortunately we can sweat, unlike dogs. But then again, you know, is it really such an amazing... I mean, the fact that we can reduce body heat is one of the evolutionary traits of humanity that allowed it to exceed so much. Because we could pretty much, not necessarily outrun wild animals in the sense of being faster, but we could outrun wild animals in the sense that we could just keep on running until they would collapse from exhaustion. At which point we would catch up to them, finally eat them. Good stuff. You know, no inhalers necessary, no asthma. Let's end the goddamn podcast. Tiny gap between that and the naturation. Yeah, the fact that our own planet isn't all that suited for human life says something. We are so... just so weak. I mean, our bodies are so weak. It's a miracle we're even alive. Yes, we such a wide variety of topics is getting discussed. I'm so hesitant to end this, but still, no, guys, no. I need to eat something. And then I will be back. I mean, if you want to, you can remain, and you can keep on chatting about any sort of subjects you desire to. But for now, I'll be ending this stream. Because, unfortunately, I hit a brick wall. Bye. And I will see you guys later if you also want to watch me struggle with this game some more. Bye, guys.